Dangal greetings, Sir Janus and Sir Pat. We are the Group 2 and we will discuss and present our program code na tinatawag namin na Toy Collector Management System.
Dangal greetings everyone. So I'll be explaining the toy class. And in this toy class, we have different attributes, data types. We have strings, double and boolean, and integers. So, sa string, meron tayong toy name, toy condition, toy manufacturer, toy weight in grams, and toy size, and interactive feature. And meron din tayong integer for toy ID. And meron din tayong boolean, battery operated, and boolean sound feature. And next is meron tayong constructor, which is public toy. And lahat ng private attributes natin is yun yung kanyang parameter, which is siya yung nagsiset ng ating data depende sa user, and ilalagay siya dito sa ating mga private attributes. And meron tayong getters, which is yung get toy ID, get toy name. Ang binabalik pala ng ating get toy ID is integer, since integer naman siya dito yung data type niya. And meron tayong get toy name, which is string, get toy condition, get toy manufacturer, get toy size, and get interactive features. Yan ay mga string. Ang ibabalik nila ay string din. And meron tayong boolean, is battery operated, and is sound feature. Ang binabalik naman nito is with whether it is true or false, depending kay user.
Dangal greetings. My name is Jan Raven Ansol and I will be explaining the toy collection class. Ordered that? Let's do it. Kumuha kami ng private array list na galing sa toy class na pinangalanan naming toy collection is equal to yung array list. Bakit namin ito ginawa? Mas napapadali na process nito para may transfer ang data sa main. Maging connected yung tatlo, yung toy class, main class, and this class na toy collection. Gumawa naman kami ng method na view toy by index na may parameter na int toy index. Siyempre, kung ikaw ay isang user at hindi mo maintindihan ang interface ng iyong system, napakalabo na gamitin mo ito ulit. So, technically, gumawa kami ng formatting. Ito nakikita natin mga percentage, -10s, and so on and so forth, ay nakaka-help siya para maging kaaya-aya naman ang ating system. Next, may mga attributes kami na toy ID, toy name, toy condition, toy manufacturer, toy size, toy weight grams, is battery operated, is sound features, get interactive feature. Yan. Gumawa kami ng attribute na ganyan sa toy class. In order na mag-iterate ito, since sa parameter natin meron tayong toy index na in, ginamit namin ito sa loob ng .get dahil may built-in method ang array list na .get. So, imagine ang array list talaga ay dynamic. So, hindi natin alam kung ano ba talaga ang kukunin nating index in order na ma-view ito. So on. Kaakibat naman ito yung for loop na gagamitin natin sa mga susunod pa. So, toy collection .get toy index .get toy ID. Yan ang pinakauna natin para ma-view yung toy ID. Sa toy name, doon naman yung pangalan ng toy. Sa toy condition, yung condition ng toy. Sa toy manufacturer, kung ano yung nag-manufacture, kung ano yung input ng user na manufacturer ng isang toy. Yung size, yung weights, and kung battery operated ba siya, may sound feature ba siya, and kung may interactive feature ba siya. Next, nagawa din kami na add toys na method. So since take note that array list ay may add method na built-in. So, para mapadali ito, gumawa kami ng add toys na method na may parameter na toy class and binangalanan namin ito na toy. So, sa pag-add ng toys, toy collection.add toy.
Greetings, my name is Martin John Lee. Ang part ko naman i-present or explain is yung print header. And display toy collection and then search toy by interactive features. Una-una yung method yung pag-print ng header, yung laman ng table namin, mga label. Pababa yung category niya, kagaya ng name, pangalan ng mga toys. Display all toys, parang helper lang po ito. And if toy collection is empty, this is out na no toys found in the list, print header na agad. Dito naman sa print header, then may for loop. Itong ginagawa natin is print niya yung mga nakikita niyang toys or dun sa array list. Kasama yung print header. Sa taas, mauna yung print header. And then print niya lahat. And dun sa search toy by interactive features naman is yung pagsa-search ng toys gamit interactive features na nilagay na user. If dito naman sa unang if statement, check niya lang niya if empty yung array list. So, hindi na siya tutuloy agad sa lahat ng code. At pagka nakita niyang empty, print niya lang yung toys is empty. Galing ko yun sa built-in array list. And then sa string user input, itong part na to, i-print niya lang yung, tatanggap siya ng user input galing sa user. So, magagamit siya dito sa for loop. So, dito muna tayo sa isBound na boolean. Sinet lang po ito is para magkaroon ng flagger. And then, doon na tayo sa for loop. Traverse niya lang yung toy collection get size. Yung size na yun is i-return ng array list yung kung ilang gano'ng kalaki yung size ng array. Kung 5 yung i-traverse niya. And then toy collection get I, and yung coordinates yung index, and get interactive features yung galing sa isang class namin na getter ng interactive features para makuha yung user input i-compare doon. Then yung equal ignore case, ito yung built-in method na magka-compare sa dalawang string na ignore case since di na siya case sensitive. And then this next if statement, kapag wala nakita, if is not found, and then print na lang here. And then yung view toy by index is found is different. Pag may nakita, i-skip niya yung is found. And then kapag wala nakita, pag may nakita, view toy by index, yung I na yun is index ng array, coordinates ng array. And then is found equal to yun yung flagger na sinasabi ko kanina, is found boolean. Then sa next if statement naman is if not found, exclamation mark, print niya yung toy interactive features then was not found in the user input. Ibig sabihin, wala nakita yung system na toys na may ganong attribute na interactive feature. Yun naman yung part ko.
Greetings, I'm Angie Udmina, and explain ko naman yung 2 methods sa aming toy collection program. The first one is the filter toys by condition method. Ang purpose lang ng function na to is to display yung mga toys na may specific condition like new, used, or refurbished. So first is i-check muna ng program kung empty yung list. And if walang laman yung collection, may magdi-display na message na no toys found in the list. Then, mag-i-stop na yung pag-filter using a return. But if may laman naman yung collection, magpo-proceed na sa next step, which is ipaprompt ng program si user na pumili ng condition using a reusable method na get toy condition from choice. And after that, maglulup yung program and i-compare niya yung bawat condition ng toys sa in-input ni user na condition. Kapag may nag-match, i-display niya yung mga toys and i-mark niya to as may nahanap ng result. Kapag natapos naman yung loop without any match, may magdi-display na message to let the user know na walang ganong condition sa collection. Yung pangalawang method naman is yung remove toy by ID. So, ginagawa naman ito is magdi-delete lang ng toy sa collection using the ID. So, again, i-check muna kung empty yung list. And kapag hindi empty, ipaprompt ng program yung user to enter a ID na gusto nilang i-delete. Then hahanapin na ng program yung ID na yon using a loop. Kapag existing yung ID, madi-delete na yung toy na yun from collection. And if naman walang nag-match na in-input na ID is may magdi-display na message to let the user know na walang toys na may ganong ID. And that's all po. Thank you very much.
Greetings po, Sir Janus. I'm Krisha Ilagan. Ngayon po is hihimayin natin kung paano nga ba gumagana yung search toy by name function sa program namin. Ito yung logic kung paano nakakahanap ng specific na toy ang system gamit lang ang pangalan. First step po is bago tayo mag-search, syempre, titignan muna natin kung may laman nga ba yung toy collection. Kasi kung is empty ang listahan, hindi na tayo magpapagod and sasabihin na lang agad ng system natin na no toys found. Kumbaga, tipid sa process at effort. Next is hihingi tayo ng input. Gagamit tayo ng prompt para itanong sa user kung anong toy nga ba ang hinahanap niya. I-save natin yung in-input ng user sa variable natin na user input. Next is, dito na tayo mag-i-scan gamit ang for loop. Iisa-isahin natin yung items sa collection. Importante dito sa part na to yung equals ignore case. Bakit? Kasi for example, magta-type si user ng Lego pero naka-all caps or Lego na naka-lowercase. Mahanap pa rin siya ng system natin kasi hindi naman siya maselan sa capitalization. Next is yung printing na ng result. Kapag may nahanap tayong match, syempre gagamit tayo ng isFound flag. At tawagin lang natin yung print header ng isang beses para malinis yung table. Tapos gagamitin natin yung view toy by index para i-print or ilabas na lahat ng system ng toy. Next naman is next po and lastly is yung paano kung natapos na yung loop pero wala talagang mahanap. Wala po talaga yung specific toy na hinahanap ng user dun sa system. Diyan na pumapasok yung if statement natin. Kung false pa rin yung flag, sasabihin ng system natin na toy name not found para alam ni user na wala talaga sa listahan yung hinahanap niya. And that's it po. Ganun lang ka-simple at ka-efficient ang search function.
And so, greetings. My name is Bonja Marie S. Lagata. And so, today I will be explaining this part of our code in our created project program, which is the Toy Collection Management System. So, let's get started. As you can see, nasa main class tayo, meaning dito magra-run yung buong program or yung buong system. And sa unang tingin, hindi mo agad makakita yung main method or yung magsisilbing pinto or starting point kapag ira-run mo yung program. This is because inuna namin mag-declare ng mga variables at saka ng mga helper methods para ayun yung unang makita at madaling hanapin. Ngayon, yung main method namin is nakalagay sa pinakababang structure ng main class. As you can see, nag-declare muna kami ng dalawang 1D array na ang laman ay puro string. And parehas silang static and final, meaning hindi na itong mababago or fix na yung laman ng dalawang array na to. So, sa unang array, ang pangalan ay system menu. Diyan nakalagay yung mga actions na pwedeng i-perform ng program na pwedeng pagpilian ng user. Pwede siyang mag-add, remove, display, search, and exit. And then next naman na array, ang pangalan ay toy condition. So tatlo lang ang pwedeng pagpilian ng user na toy condition, which is new, used, and refurbished. So ginagamit to, tinatawag to sa main method kapag i-display na yung menu at saka yung pwedeng pagpilian na toy condition. So next, gumawa kami ng reusable helper method na ang pangalan is parse number. So, ang ginagawa ng method na to is i-convert niya yung string into a number. So, for example, nag-enter si user ng 1, 2, 3. Tapos, i-convert niya yon gamit yung parse int into an integer. Ayun yung i-return type niya. Tapos, pwede mo itong tawagin sa main method whenever you need to convert a string into a number. So, ang next helper method ay isValidInteger. And boolean yung data type nito. So, ang ginagawa ng method nito is chine-check niya kung yung string ba is pwedeng ma-consider as a number. So, paano? Gumamit kami ng try-catch. Dun sa try, itatry niyang i-convert yung variable into an integer. And kapag nag-success yun, magre-return siya ng true. Kapag hindi naman, sa catch siya papasok. And magto-throw siya ng number format exception. And ang i-return niya is false. And finally, the next helper method ay isValidDouble. So, katulad ng kanina, boolean yung data type nito. But this time, it is marked as static para hindi ka na mag-create ng object kapag kailangan mong tawagin yung method na to. Meaning, sa main class mo lang siya pwede gamitin. And then, katulad ng kanina, chine-check ng method na to kung yung string ba is pwedeng ma-convert into a double or a decimal number. So, like kanina, gumamit siya ng try-catch. So, sa try, i-attempt niya i-convert yung string into a double. Tapos, kapag nag-success yun, magre-return siya ng true, and kapag hindi, sa catch siya papasok. And then, magto-throw siya ng number format exception. And ang return niya is false. And that's it for my part. Thank you for listening, and see you.
Greetings, I'm Tonopon of the Dictatoria, the next presenter that will continue the explanation of our code. I'll start with the method void print menu options with a parameter of string array menu option. Inside is a for loop that is responsible for printing every option inside the menu. For the second method is the static string to turn input string with two parameters of a buffered reader and string user prompt for user input. And it also throws IOE exception, that in case the input fails, the caller will handle the exception and won't crash the program. This method is responsible for forcing the user to enter a non-empty string, in which they have to return a valid input so the program will continue. Next is the method called intPrompt for positive int, with also two parameters called buffered reader and string user prompt for the user input that is enclosed with two parentheses. And after that, also it throws an IOE exception or IO exception. And again, this is a method that reads user input using the buffered reader, which prevents handling the error inside the method and allows the calling method to handle the exception. Beside the prompt for positive int method is the string user input equals live. Is a container that will be used later on. Next is the do while loop. This means that the code must run at least once and validates the user input. Inside of the loop, we have the system out, print, user prompt, and user input reader at read line. This is for prompting the user and to retrieve the user's input. Next is the condition. An if statement is used for two reasons. One is for validating if the user inputs a valid format that the system requires. And two is for validating if the input is a positive value and not equals to 0. We also use continue so that the program won't crash even if the user inputs wrong or invalid input. The outside to do is the while loop. This ensures that the user won't proceed to the program unless they provide a valid input. Lastly is the return. At this point, if the user meets all the conditions, the method will convert the input into integer and return this value as a positive integer and greater than 0. That's my explanation for this code. Thank you.
Hello and dangal greetings. My name is Macho Idemesa, and in this video, I'm going to explain the method called return input double and method called get toy from condition choice. So let's start with the method called return input double. So this method is meant to be reusable, and ang method na to meron siyang return type na double, then meron din siyang dalawang parameter or argument na ang buffer reader, then string user prompt. So basically yung objective lang naman ng buffer reader is para makuha niya yung user input. Then yung string naman is para ma-output natin kung anong objective ng user. Just like I said before, this method is meant to be reusable. Then meron din siyang throws IOE exception. So meron din siyang string user prompt para ma-print natin yung objective ng user, at meron siyang throws IOE exception para naman magamit natin yung buffer reader. So paano naman siya ginagamit? So nag-declare muna tayo ng variable string user input at ng double number para sa mamayang coercion. Then gumamit tayo ng while true at pinirent naman natin yung user prompt. Then using yung user input string, ginamit natin siya para ma-store yung user input. Then gumamit tayo ng conditional, which is yung if is valid number. Then yung user input, pinasa natin siya as an argument. Then yung main purpose lang naman is valid double is i-check niya if yung user input is valid as a number. If yung user is nagbigay ng user input na string, hindi siya valid as a number, therefore uulit yung program at magtatanong siya ulit ng another input until na magbigay ng tamang number yung user. And then sa line of code 100, ginamit naman natin yung double na may data type, add number na may data type na double para i-convert yung user input as a double, and then gumamit ulit tayo ng condition na if yung number is mababa or equal sa 0, ulit yung program at magtatanong ulit siya ng number, at dapat yung number na yon is mas mataas sa 0. If lahat yun mamimit, yung line of code na 105 is magbe-break at yung mateterminate yung method at i-return niya yung double data type na number. So let's proceed with another method called get toy condition from choice. So this time, just like the return input double, this method has also a return type, but this time it is string. Then meron siya tatlong parameter or argument, yung reader, yung string user prompt, and yung string toy condition array, and yung gumamit rin kami ng throws IOE exception para magamit yung buffer reader. So nag-declare kami ng int user input na may value na 0. Nilagay namin siya sa do while. Then nirent namin ginamit namin yung another reusable na method na print menu option, at nilagay namin yung toy condition array as a parameter para ma-print yung mga choices na pwede pagpilian ng user. Then yung variable na int user choice, ginamit ulit namin siya para ma-store yung input from the user. Pero this time, gumamit kami ng prompt for positive int. So this time this method is also a helper method. Pero unlike sa double, ang kine-check naman niya is number, kumbaga integer. Then hindi siya aalis sa method sa line of code na to until na magbigay yung user ng tamang number. Then meron siyang dalawang parameter, yung reader pati yung user prompt. Then pagtapos nito at makapag-store na siya ng tamang number, gagamit ulit tayo ng conditional statement. If yung user binigay na number ng user is mas mataas doon sa dami ng pagpipilian sa toy condition array or mas mababa siya sa 0, magpiprint yung system.out.print, please select only from 1 to tapos yung bilang ng size ng array. Then magko-continue, meaning mag-uulit-ulit yung program, magpiprint ulit yung print menu option, magtatanong ulit ng number until magbigay ng tamang number yung user. If na-meet niya yung lahat ng condition, maaalis na siya dito sa condition na to and magre-return na siya. Then kung anong number na ibinigay ng user is i-return, gagamitin para ma-access yung index sa toy condition -1 since magsisimula yung pag-access sa array sa index 0. So parang ganito siya. Pag tayo nag-add ng condition, nilagay natin yung ID, toy name, then ito, nag-print siya, then papipiliin niya yung user. Then if hindi number yung binigay ng user, mag-uulit siya, please enter a valid number format. If mas malaki naman siya sa 1, 2, or 3, uulit-ulit siya until magbigay ng tamang number yung user. 3, then ayun po. Yun lang po, salamat.
Dangal greetings, my name is Sam Datoy and I will discuss the two methods in our program code in main class. So itong dalawang method na to, which is yung has any features na method, then ang return ID. So start tayo sa has any features na method sa program namin. Ito, may return time siya na boolean, which is ang inaan niya lang is return na true at false. Dito, nag-declare kami ng user input na integer. Kasi, ang 1 namin is equals to 2, then 2 is equals to false. Then, naglagay kami ng do while para sa paulit-ulit na pag-ask kay user if yung input niya is mali. Okay? So, dito nakalagay, if user input is greater than 2, doon sasalo yung error handling namin na dapat, ang pinipili niya lang is 1 and 2 na number. Then continue para patuloy na i-ask the system at hindi siya titigil doon. Okay? So, kapag tama na yung input ni user, doon titigil yung method na has any features at i-return niya yung user input ni user kung nag-equal ba sa 1 or nag-equal ba sa 2. Okay? Then next naman is yung integer return ID. Dito naman, para siya sa user input and error handling ng ID mismo ng mga toy. Nag-declare kami ng dalawang variable which is integer found duplicate at integer toy ID. Okay? So nag-do while uli kami dito para malaman or kumbaga paulit na tanungin ni system si user again kapag mali yung input niya or mayroong duplicate yung input niya. So dito, naglagay kami ng user input, yung toy ID from for the positive integer. Then, found duplicate is equal to -1. Okay? So, kapag nag-false yan, magiging positive yan. No? Tapos, doon magbabalid na yung user input na ID ni user ay tama. Okay? So, i-return niya yun. So, mamaya makikita natin yan. Then dito, meron kaming if statement kung yung collection namin ng ID or ng storage is empty, i-return niya yung ID ng in-input ni user. Kung baga wala pang laman, so walang possible na ma-duplicate, so i-return niya agad yung ID na nilagay ni user. Then next naman is for loop para sa duplication. So dito, i-compare or if statement yung ID sa loob ng storage equals sa input ID ni user. Pag yung ID na yun is equal dun sa ating mga ID sa ating storage, yung found duplicate is magiging positive. Kumbaga ilalagay dun yung index mismo. Then dun magpe-print yung the ID you entered is already in the list of toys. So, maduduplicate siya. So, dapat bawal yon. Okay? Kaya, i-return niya at mag-a-ask uli si system ng another ID. Okay? Paulit-ulit siya hanggang yung natin is maging unique siya. Okay? Then, pagka naging unique na, i-return na yun ng method natin yung in-input niya. At yun na yung doon na mababalid na yung ID niya is unique. And that's all for my part.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yusujin Labine, and I'm going to explain our toy collection management system within our main method. So let's start with our main method. So for our main method, it acts as the central controller of the toy collection management system, and it begins by initializing the core objects of the toy collection class, which manages to the toy records. The main class for input validation and helper methods with the buffered reader to handle the input user from the console. And then, the program runs inside a do-while loop, which is allowing the menu to repeatedly display until the user selects the exit option. And then we also have the menu choices that handle using a switch case structure to ensure the efficiency and the organized execution of the system function. And then, when adding the toy, the system collected validated inputs such as the ID, name, condition, manufacturer, dimensions, and weight, and feature flags that encapsulates them into a toy object and stores it into the collection. Other cases that perform core operation like deleting the toy's ID, displaying all stored toys, and also searching by the name or interactive features and filtering toys based on the condition. And we also have the try-catch block, which is implemented to handle the exceptions and maintain the system stability, and also the methods and control the program's flow, user interaction, and method delegation across the system.